We are going to be screen printing your own t-shirts. And to do that, we need to make sure that we are creating a file that is printable in a specific way. So in class today, I'm going to show you the end result. So after you're creating the design, we're ready to print it out. We print it out on a transparency. So it's kind of like a clear plastic sheet of material. It's called a film positive. We're going to take that film positive and we're going to burn it onto a screen. The screen is coated with light sensitive emulsion, and basically the UV light will touch the screen where the emulsion is. If there is no design there, it will get locked into place. The design will be printed out as black, so light can't transfer through that part of the screen, and then it gets washed out with water. A little confusing just by words, but you'll see it in action and it'll make a lot of sense. But for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you understand how to create the design itself. So first thing you're going to do is we'll do this in Adobe Illustrator. We'll create a new file. The artboard that you will print it out as is 13 by 19. So we'll just we can go to print up here on the top. We'll go over, make it inches, and then width at 13, height at 19. We'll change CMYK color to RGB, and then we'll hit create. Okay. So we have this artboard, and now this is up to you. What do you want to design? It can fit inside of this area, but it should, I think max, here, I'll just type it here. Max will be 12 inches wide by, we'll just say 12 inches tall. Easy. So your design, the max size of your design will be 12 inches wide by 12 inches tall. And that's because the screen that you're going to be using is a specific size too. So this artboard is just for the transparency, the film positive, but your design still has to be 12 inches, no larger than 12 inches wide by 12 inches tall. Okay, now what is it that you want to do? You could create something from scratch, of course, no problem. Many of you are going to want to go to the web and search something and then try and use an image found online. So that's what I'll show you, even though, yes, absolutely, you can create something from scratch, or if you've created something in the past that you want to use on a t-shirt, yes, you can. So for us, who are going to be finding something online, let's go to the web. We are going to go to a search. And I'm going to go do the CDG Play logo because I think it's a cool logo. And you can see that here I'll click on images. So we just get the images. And I want to make sure that I have a large file. So when you are doing your searching, make sure I'm in Google. And I get this option when I click on images. I get options, get into tools, which allows me to search for a specific size. So default is any size, but I want to find a large file. And then we have all these things that I could click on and use. And for this instance, I am going to use this guy here. And you can see it's 2400 by 1600 pixels, which is plenty big. I don't want to right click from here and copy that image because this is kind of like a thumbnail and it's going to be a lower resolution file. So I want to click on it, and then this image is going to be the 1200 by 16. So right click, I can just hit copy image, or I could save image as, save it to my computer, and then upload it. Most cases, you'll be able to just copy the image, go to Illustrator, and paste it all in there. You can see it's huge humongous, but it's pretty choppy. I'll scale it down. I'm holding Shift and Alt, by the way, to scale it down in proportion. Now, you cannot just submit this file to use. This is not something that will be recognized as something that will be able to print. So the first thing that you'll have to do is you have to do an image trace. So I'm selecting it. I'll go to image trace. We have three colors here. We've got red, white, and black. So I'm going to change the preset to three colors. This is doing a pretty fair job, but I always go into the image tracing panel, go to the advanced tab, and play around. So corners and noise dropped all the way down to 0 or the lowest setting for me usually work for images like this. And paths are up about 50%, which I think is okay. I'll collapse this so it's out of our way. And then we have to hit expand. And now we've turned that photo digital file into a vector file. Now we just need to clean it up. So I'm grabbing my direct select tool. I'm going to select the stuff that I don't want and get it deleted. And I just want the heart. I don't want the lettering at all. So I'm going to delete that too. So it's just the heart. Okay, so here, now this is a vector file, and we're still not ready. This will not print the way we want it to print. And I'm going to show you here. If I go to print, and let me find my printer. And I tell it I want to, it's defined by driver, I want it to be a 13 by 19 page, so it fits on the page. And then output, composite, let's go to separations. Separations means it's going to break it down into specific colors that can be printed. When you look at it, you can see that it has 4 colors ready to print: process, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. So it's taking the CMYK, blending those colors together to print this red and black. And that's not what we want. We just want the printer to recognize red and black. So let me hit cancel. What we do need to do is we need to turn everything into a spot color. So I just got my direct select tool so I can just select the red. I'm going to click on my fill color, and you can see I can choose any color. I'll choose a red, but if I double click it, we see that it's breaking it down as a process color, RGB, so red, green, blue. It's mixing those colors to make that red. Let's rename this spot red and change color type to spot color. When we do that, we get this little icon here, this little white triangle with a black dot, and hit OK. And now when I go hit print, make it 13 by 19. Go to output, go to separations. Looky, looky. Now I've got that spot red. It still has these process colors because I have the black both there and there, and it's recognizing those as a mixture of those, all 4 of those process colors. So we're still not ready, but I do want to show you that now we could print just that spot red and it's going to get all of that color in one shot. For screen printing, we have white t-shirts, and you get the option to print one color. So for this design, it's two colors. We have black and red, and then the white would just be the shirt color. And so I'm going to turn these eyeballs to this red spot color. And I'll just turn this to the red spot color too, just so you can kind of see what's happening. And then when I hit print, go to the right printer, change my size to 13 by 19, and go to output separations. Well, it's still got something happening. I'll figure that out here. But you can see that it now is just recognizing the magenta and yellow. So there's other colors must be trapped up in here somewhere. So that's what's happening. But we have the black and cyan have gone away. So let me hide that. Let me hide that and that. Select everything. And we've got this kind of happening. I'm just going to delete those. And then show all. And then print. Cross your fingers. And there we go. So now we just have the spot red. This is very important. You are just printing out one color. When you do this, it could be any color. But when it prints out, it's going to recognize that as just black. So it's going to print it out on the transparency, on the film positive, just as a black plate that we will then turn red using ink. Like we're pressing ink through a screen, and I will show you that process. But this is it. For you, you need to create a design. You know, from here, I could add text or whatever else I wanted. Um, but that's the design that you're going to save and submit. Now, when you submit it, so I'll hit done. When you submit it, I'll get that out of the way. You want to save this file, save as. We're going to save it to your Creative Cloud first. Remember, always do that so you don't lose it. Then you're going to save on your computer to turn it in, and save as type must be turned into an Illustrator EPS file. If you submit it any other way, I can't then open it up and print it out. So make sure it's an EPS file and you've named it with your name and screen print. And then that's it. Thank you very much.